What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another video, and today, as of the first of the year, is a very legendary day. Okay, you might see this in a second. Steamboat Willie, aka the original version of Mickey Mouse, has become free domain. And for those who don't know, free domain or public domain basically means anyone can use this character or in the product that came out that the time of the character was debuted in any way they want. If you want to make a Steamboat Willie, aka Mickey Mouse, first person shooter where he's shooting ducks or whatever, you can do that and Disney won't copyright you because they no longer own the copyright. It's a lot of people wondering, what does this all pertain or whatever that, and what even is a public domain? Because this happened last year or the year before with Winnie the Pooh when they made that dog shit Winnie the Pooh horror movie, which I'll speak about that later. So basically, the US public domain is like a copyright things for like people and companies, stuff like that. And so they basically, it was supposed to be 2004 is when this was public domain, but they extended another 20 years after companies went to Congress and stuff like that, and they worked out a new term. But now officially, Steamboat Willie, aka Mickey Mouse, and a bunch of other works that came out from 1928 will now become public domain. For example, the original Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie? That's how you pronounce his name? All the characters from that book will become public domain. Tigger from The House at Pooh's Corner, which is another book that came out that day. So Tigger is also a will become a public domain character, and Steamboat Willie became public domain this year. I don't know if there's a specific date or if it's just the first. All these characters are free public domains, but as of right now, what I know for sure, Steamboat Willie is a public domain character that you can use. And now this has started a lot of people to go on like a spree of just saying, hey, this shit is public domain, let's make the worst thing possible just to shit on the name, like an established property, and twisting it in a obscure way, right? And so there's already people making projects about a Steamboat Willie, aka Mickey Mouse, horror video game where you're being chased by him and murdered or stuff like that. And they're even making a Mickey Mouse horror movie. And now public domains are fucking cool because you can do whatever you want with the characters, and there's nothing no one can say about you. You can't get copyrighted, and you can do whatever you want, and this allows people to express themselves. But it's an extreme that people go to where it kind of like rubs a lot of people off, including me, from this public domain shit. Because when, let's say, I don't know, Spider-Man becomes public domain tomorrow, right? The first thing you will see is some fucking weird ass, grotesque Spider-Man is hunting down and murdering civilians, because this is such a nice and edgy, gritty way, and there's nothing creative about it. When people make most of these things, majority of them, there's a good 20% where it's like amazing, it's come from the heart, a passion of someone who grew up on these characters or whatever, and they want to make their own version of this thing in their own way, because, you know, without copyright, without any complaints. But there's a lot of people that's like, let's make these beloved characters as fucked up as possible because it's so edgy and cool, and it's fucking corny. I'll be honest with you. When Winnie the Pooh, they're going to make a Winnie the Pooh horror movie, and he's mad that what is his name? Robin left them, and they had to eat their friends to survive, and they became bitter, and they tried to hunt them down, and fuck, like, yo, get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm not trying to see this shit. I'm not trying to see Pooh watching a girl fucking bath and shit before he butchers her. I'm sorry. That is so uncreative and corny, and the movie was dog shit. I give the movie was good, and they're like, okay, it's a spin on the character that a lot of people wouldn't expect, but it's needed in society. You know what I mean? I understand doing things differently. I understand expressing yourself in a way that makes it fun, nice, and creative. Like Meat Canyon. When Meat Canyon did the shit like Rabbit Season, that's a weird ass shit, right? But it worked. It was actually like a well-made animation. It was actually fucking funny. It was like, oh, the Toy Story thing where he like smashes the toys, like just what is it? He was like talk or whatever, like I know you're real type shit, right? That shit is fucked up, but it's funny. Some of the stuff isn't funny, where it's like, alright, you're just doing shit for shock value, like the SpongeBob video. But at a certain point, people will get bored of it, you know what I mean? And the people who are really, once again, majority of people that really look forward to these things becoming public domain, it's just because they want to put out the worst shit possible. to the point where it doesn't even feel like like it doesn't feel like it's from the heart. It's just from a cynical standpoint, which is honestly kind of corny if I'm keeping it a bean. But just keep a lookout, because in the next few years more and more things become public domain. Like I heard like the Batman, like the Batman character, and this, oh, once again, public domain is only from the stuff that was copyrighted from the original source material that the character debuted in. So when Batman becomes public domain, it's only Batman and all the characters that were created in that single issue comic. Not, I don't think the Batmobile was in it, Robin wasn't in it, all these other things wasn't in it. He didn't use a grapple gun, so you like shit like that. Like you have to do that specific version is, you know, public domain, so you can use however the fuck you want, you know what I mean? Not their surrounding characters. So if someone was to make a Mickey Mouse horror film and they had Minnie Mouse in there also slaughtering people, they would get sued by Disney, because Disney owned the rights to that. I would love to see creative people. This is the only thing I'm asking for. I'm not saying companies should hold the rights to things forever. I think it's fucking dope that in another 90 years, another 100 years, Spider-Man will be public domain, and someone can make a Spider-Man like high budget film of their version and shit like that. I think this should be dope as fuck. Worst part about public domain is the amount of people who comes out with the bullshit. I just want to be edgy and cool, because edgy and cool is not interesting to me. It's like the most like low-hanging fruit you could do. Everybody go back in time. If you're an adult, go back in time when you were in your edgy teenager phase. Now imagine you had access to your favorite character to do whatever the fuck you want. You're probably like, oh yeah, so Mickey Mouse is gonna do crack because that's how I feel, and it's gonna be dark and gritty and brooding. And now that's what you made, and you're reading it now as an adult. You're like, oh, this is cringe. That's what people make with this shit, okay? That's what they're making a Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey Part 2, okay? To make it, oh yeah, we're gonna have Tigger now hunt and mutilate some more women. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here? This shit's corny. But yeah. Tell me what you think down below, if you're gonna make something special or cool, or what characters do you look forward to being public domain so you can see what people do with it. And yeah, thanks for watching.